Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Just wanted to make a quick video here in regards to a question that my brother and I have been receiving quite a bit lately, and have actually received quite a bit since last February, but we never really had a chance to get into it in any of our other videos, so I thought I'd go ahead, make this quick video, and answer the question for you guys here. Now before I do that, I just wanted to make a quick apology in regards to the lighting. I hope it's looking okay. And also, if I'm shaking a little bit, I tried to get into a decent position here to make the video where the lighting was looking halfway decent. So if there is some shaking and if the lighting isn't looking that great, I'll be sure to fix that for the next video, guys, and please let me know. So sorry for that. Okay, so here we have a Canadian toonie, a Canadian loonie, a Canadian quarter, and then also a Canadian nickel. Now I'm missing a Canadian dime, and that should be going right in between the quarter and nickel. I didn't have any here at my apartment, but you'll also probably recognize, especially those of you who've been following our coin roll hunting videos, and those of you from Canada especially, we are, yes, missing the Canadian penny here, and I'm just going to touch on that very briefly here for you guys. A lot of you were wondering, especially those overseas and in the United States, was the transition from no penny, or from penny to no penny, tough? Did people really seem to care here in Canada that there wasn't any penny anymore? And is it really that different now that there isn't any more pennies? And to be honest with you guys, starting with that last part, is it really that different without a penny? I gotta say, it's not all that different. I mean, I'm no longer, I guess at the beginning when it was first abolished and we weren't getting any more pennies, I did sort of notice it when I was getting my change back. I would see that they'd round up or round down, but really I stopped sort of caring about that or even paying attention to that a few weeks later. And I guess one of the reasons why I was paying attention to it in the first place was that basically every store or everywhere where you could make a purchase, they had a notice near the registrar, or the register, sorry, or at a window if I was going through a drive-through, and that would sort of remind me that there was no longer any pennies and we wouldn't be getting them back in our change. So yeah, is it really that different? I would say no, and a lot of the times I'm paying with debit actually, so it doesn't really affect me all that much, and I think that's the case for a lot of people these days. We're moving from paying in cash, and most people, as you probably do as well, pay with debit. So not really all that different, and I don't really pay all that much attention to it, and I think my brother would probably say the same thing. And next, did people seem to care when the penny was gone? And again, that's a good question. I'm just laughing because I think the only people who really seemed to care that there was no longer or any more pennies was my brother and I, and maybe a few other handful of coin roll hunters here in Canada. I never saw it mentioned in any stores or when anyone was paying. No one seemed to bring it up or really point out that notice that I mentioned before. And even when people were getting their change back, no one brought up the fact to anyone that they weren't getting their full change, or no one really had to be reminded that there was no longer any penny to be distributed. And I thought that would sort of be the case when I first heard that there no longer would be any penny. I sort of thought people would question why they weren't getting the exact change back in full. But I never saw that once. I don't think my brother has seen it once, and none of my friends really brought it up to me either, so it didn't really seem like too many people cared that the penny was gone. And to be honest with you guys, I think a lot of people actually like the fact that they wouldn't have to carry as much change around, and it just would sort of simplify everything. So no one really cared, and no, the transition wasn't that difficult. It seemed to happen really quickly. There was a few notices, maybe a few articles in a couple newspapers that we saw, but other than that, the transition seemed to go quite seamlessly, and because of that, my brother and I have been discussing that since the penny was really no big deal, why would getting rid of the Canadian nickels be a big deal? Probably wouldn't be. So that's why we're going to be coin roll hunting quite a bit, getting through as many boxes of nickels as we can. And we sort of learned from what happened with the penny that it really could be ended at any time. So we're going to make sure we can get through as many nickels as we can. So I hope that helped answer a couple of the questions that you guys had. No one really cared except my brother and I. It's funny because I still remember where I was and what I was doing when I first heard that they were getting rid of the penny. It's sort of like what people say when they landed on the moon or other important dates in history, and for us that was an important date. I still remember where I was and what I was doing and just how shocked I was. We knew it was coming, and we told everyone that it was coming, but we didn't think that it would happen that quickly. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for the question, and I just wanted to say that this was my first video in a long time, and I haven't had a chance to thank you guys in a while. I just wanted to go ahead and thank you, everyone who has subscribed, who's liked the videos, who comments on all the videos. We really appreciate everyone who's supporting us and who's continuing to watch. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do that and continue to like and comment, all the better. So thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate you and really appreciate all our subscribers and viewers. Sorry again for the lighting and for the shaky camera. I'll make sure I figure that out for next video. I'll end it there, guys. I'll talk to you next time.